Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SBR contributor Jordan Sharp, and today we're going to be looking at how the odds have been acting up for the game that's between the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. How you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, Dax. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man. All right, so this is the match that pretty much everyone has been waiting for. And, I'm going to steer away from here a quick moment and give you a fun fact that pretty much this is going to be the first time since 1997 that teams that actually played in the previous Super Bowl will meet up for a revenge match in the regular season. Anyways, I'm digressing here. So Vegas actually opened this one up at -3.5 in favor of the Seahawks. And since then, that line has jumped to -4.5, then back to -5, and back to -4.5 as of today at pinnaclesports.com. They actually have it at -5. Now, I don't think that this is going to be the kind of a slaughter fest that we saw in the Super Bowl last year. I actually believe that it's going to be much closer than it could actually be right now. And that line could possibly close at -4. But then again, that's my opinion. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, that's an interesting thought, Dax. Earlier in this week, I think everybody's been tracking this game as much as possible. And earlier in the week, I was looking at it, I think around Tuesday or Wednesday. And actually, more people were on the Denver Broncos, more money and more bets on the Denver Broncos than it was on Seattle. And then a huge influx of money here, I think, has come in on them, pounding that 3.5 line and that 4 line, getting it up to 4.5 and 5 currently, where you're seeing it like at 5 dimes in Pinnacle here. It will be interesting to see whether or not this line goes down. Personally, I'm not quite sure if it will, but it would definitely not surprise me if it goes down just a little bit more. But then again, you could see that big Seattle backing crowd come right back in and pound that line back up to 4.5 if indeed it does drop that down to 4. So either way, I think personally I disagree with you a little bit. I think if anywhere, it's going to go up a little bit because of how many people that just look at this game and off the top of their heads remember that Super Bowl blowout and are going to bet on the Seattle Seahawks. But currently pretty split on the amount of big bets and best bets right now between the two. So I think the line's pretty solid at 4.5 points, but I think if it's going anywhere, I think the line's going to move up rather than down.
Well, Phillip Rivers actually kind of showed a little bit of the weakness on their secondary, and I'm thinking that with the comeback of Wes Welker for this game, that might actually help the lines a little bit in favor of the Broncos, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, you'd think that the public would probably jump in on Denver in this game after Seattle show that they are at least have some weaknesses. But then again, that game was on the road. We saw some last year that Seattle just is a completely different team on the road than they are at home. And this game is in Seattle, and I just feel like the smarter money is going on Seattle in this game still. Whether or not whether or not Seattle truly has some of those weaknesses that Keenan Allen was talking about, I don't think at all that they exposed the Seattle Seahawks. I just think that it was a bad game for them traveling on the road. I think that Seattle will probably be the better bet in this game. I'm not quite sure if 1 week and week 2 early on in the season is really showing any of Seattle's weaknesses.
All right, man. We'll talk next week to see how that one ends up. I'm going with the Broncos on this one, my man. As always, dude, it's a pleasure to talk with the football with you, and we'll talk some more next week.
All right, Dax.
And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.